What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Copycat Cocktails. This week is all flower and garden themed. Check out my shirt, it's pretty cool. And this week we're going to be making the violet lemonade two different ways. One with the violet syrup and with the violet petals. We're also going to be making the very popular slush from France. I don't remember how it's actually pronounced, but you're going to see. So we're going to start out with the violet lemonade because this does actually have some steps to it depending on which way that you're actually going to make it. So we're actually going to make it first with the actual flower petals. These actually we picked up on Amazon. I think this was like 10 bucks. So probably not that effective or cost effective is what I should say for making this drink. But we're going to try it and hopefully see that it works out. So for the first part of this drink, what we're actually going to do is we're going to heat up some water. I've already got this quick boil heater pot thing, which actually already has water boiled in it. I did it before the video got started, so you weren't hearing it do that the whole time. Next, what we're going to do is we're actually going to measure out 1/3 cup of these flower petals. Oh, and one thing you definitely don't want to do is waste these because you don't really want to waste them. So I'm going to try and pick these up. They are extremely delicate because they are dried flower petals. So try not to lose them. All right, next thing that we're going to do is measure out 3/4 cups of water, but I'm actually going to do it all inside of this blender cup because it's just going to be a little bit easier to like make the drink overall. So 3/4 cups of water. And next thing we're going to add is sugar. And I forgot the sugar. Be right back. Bam! All right, here we go. We've got our sugar. So I'm going to actually measure out 5 tablespoons. I forgot there's already a spoon in there, so I don't need that spoon. I'm going to measure out 5 tablespoons, which seems like a lot. You can use any type of sweetener that you want. It really doesn't matter. Stevia, sweet and low. Is that 4? I lost count. 5? I don't know. A little sweeter maybe. So I'm just going to kind of give this a quick stir. I basically want to just try and get that sugar as dissolved as possible. All right, now that we've got the sugar dissolved, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add these in. And I'm just going to kind of stir them up a little bit. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to try and get these to steep. And already we're not getting the color we should be getting, which is obviously violet lemonade, reddish purple color. We're just going to kind of let that steep for a few minutes, kind of let it come back down to room temperature before we move on with the rest of the actual ingredients of this whole thing. Next, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to make it without the actual violet flower petals, just because it's a little bit more cost effective and a little bit easier to make at home just using the syrup. So now for this next one, I am going to use this bigger cup. Got a lemon stuck in there. First thing that we're going to do is I'm going to measure out 1/2 cup of syrup. I tried doing this with about 1/4 cup, and I just felt like there wasn't as much sweet in there as what could be. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add 1.5 cups of water. And then lastly, I've seen some other people that have made this with the lemon concentrate, the frozen lemon concentrate. I really think, and I would highly suggest that you use real lemons to make it. It's going to make that flavor really pop a lot more and give you a much truer. It's going to give you, I think, a better flavor for that violet lemonade taste. So we're going to juice 2 lemons. This is something that Taylor looks forward to every single year for Flower and Garden Festival. And hopefully we'll get to try it one more time, you know, before the festival, you know, the whole thing's over. All right, perfect. We now have got our lemon in there. We've got our syrup in there. We've got our water in there. The next step is really simple. What we're going to do is we're just going to add some ice, and we're going to blend it up a little bit. All right, now something about this, you don't necessarily have to use food coloring. Obviously, the food coloring that you're going to be using is to try and hit that actual color profile. But the thing is that it's really difficult to do. You're going to have to use a lot of food coloring to really hit that same color. to get that lighter pinkish or even darker red. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and I'm going to skip the food coloring altogether. I think I've got way too much juice in there for my ice. I do. Shoot. It's gone wrong! Crisis averted. I got some paper towels. All right, next we're going to go ahead. We're going to blend this up. I got way too much liquid versus... I think it's pretty close. I think I could use a little bit more lemon juice in there. So maybe 3 lemons instead of just 2. And the syrup is, I think with a half a cup, you get just the right amount of sweetness in there as well. But you can see, it's definitely very purple. You're not getting that real strong violet lemonade look. I'll let Taylor try it and see what she thinks.
I think it's pretty close.
She says it's pretty close. She thinks it's pretty good.
Pretty close.
So I think the initial recipe that I found was about 1/4 cup of syrup, and I just felt like it just wasn't enough. So, and I know a lot of people have some issues with like red number 5 and food coloring dyes and things like that. Obviously, this probably still does have some dye in it, but, except it says E129 may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. I like that. I think it's good. Maybe another half of a lemon. Not a whole lemon, maybe half. Just to add a little bit more tardiness to it. I think that would be great. Now, this is Copycat Cocktail, so I must say, you could easily add like a straight vodka to this. You could add hold on. You could also add Absolute Citron. I'm gonna add like an how much is this? It's 1 ounce and 1/3. I'm gonna do 1 ounce and 1/3. Definitely not anywhere near as frozen anymore, but it's really good. I like it. I could definitely drink this. If you want to take this, make it a little more alcoholic-y. You could probably even go 2 ounces on that, and you'd still be good.
Oh, that's good.
And next, what we're going to do is we are actually going to get back into our other steeping violet lemonade, which has now turned more yellow, and it's not looking the way that it should. Eventually, I'm going to end up having to strain this, but I think I'm going to try and wait a little bit longer. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my lemons, my lemon juice in there now. Slice up our lemons. I gotta say, this is a lot just to make this drink. Yeah, I'm definitely going to strain this because I got a lot of seeds down in there. But what's actually is really cool right now, I'm going to lift this up. You can actually see the lemon is actually starting to extract a lot of the coloring in the flower petals. So we still have a chance to actually hit that color profile that we're looking for. That is pretty darn neat right there. Oh, that is so cool. We've got that going. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a stir maybe. Oh yeah, look at that. Now we've really got that actual coloring in there, which is perfect. I'm really happy. This is literally the first time we're trying this. I have not tried this yet, and I was really disappointed whenever I put this in there and it's turning green. Perfect. Okay.
That's the color.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and strain this out into one of our glasses. I really don't know if I should just let it wait a little bit longer, though. Yeah, we'll see. Ah, I love it. That's so awesome. I'm glad that this worked. It wasn't in vain. All right, cool. So you technically could probably try to save these if you wanted to and steep them again. I'm going to pour this back into our glass here, into our little jug. And I'm now going to add ice. This is the part where we're going to blend this all together. That is pretty darn close, guys. Now, is it going to taste exactly the same? I don't know. Look at that. Ah, no food coloring. Could probably use a little bit more ice. Guys, I think that's it right there. Little tart. Probably don't need 3 lemons. Another tablespoon of sugar.
I came in my Violet Lemonade gear to try the Violet Lemonade.
And if you buy these, you might want to try and pick off some of the greenery that is on there as well. But overall, it's not too bad.
It's pretty good.
I definitely think it needs more sugar and 1 less lemon.
I think if you did more sugar, you don't need to do less lemon.
Maybe, because it is pretty potent on the
It definitely needs to be a little bit sweeter, but the flavor is definitely there. However, I'm actually really surprised in comparison of the 2 drinks with the syrup and the actual violets. The color is obviously completely different. I mean, look at the color of those. This is what it looks like at Flower and Garden Festival.
Yeah, so, I mean, again, this is food coloring. There's a lot of food coloring in here to give you more of that violet color. Obviously, there's some additives in there to give it that flavor as well. This one right here, all natural.
Yeah, this is legit.
That is cool. I'm really happy that it turned out pretty well. Next, what we're going to be doing is making the La Vienne Rose from France. It's that really special slush that everybody's always raving about. It is pretty simple to make. I am making one adjustment to the actual recipe that I found online, which was 1 ounce of vodka, 1 ounce of Mandarin Absolute. I'm actually going to combine those two, and I'm just going to do 2 ounces of Absolute Mandarin, and then we're going to do 1.5 ounces of Saint Germain, 4 ounces of cranberry juice. We're going to put all of that into the cup, add some ice, blend her together, serve it in this crazy looking margarita glass. Absolute Mandarin, which has that that nice kind of like orangey smell to it. All right, I've got my blender cup. Normally we would be mixing this into our actual mixing glasses, but we are now going to be doing 4 ounces of cranberry. Boom. All right, we've got our cranberry juice. We've got the Absolute. Now for the Saint Germain. What a beautiful bottle. Beautiful bottle, and they cheaped out on the lid. If you don't know, Saint Germain is actually an elderflower. All right, cool. Well, we've got it all together. And I make such a mess doing this show. All right. We're going to add our ice, which is making its way onto the floor. I know nobody can make it to Flower and Garden Festival, so it is kind of nice to be able to kind of make something that is a little bit special to this festival. So here we go. Into the Ninja. We're going to blend her all up. Boom. I think it's about it's about the right color. Not that you'll be able to see in this fancy glass that we got from Walmart. I'm gonna let Taylor try this one because this is something that she always gets.
Well, it smells good. Pretty close.
Is it pretty close?
I think what is different is that I can taste more elderflower.
You think so?
Did you add more elderflower?
I did what the recipe called for, which was 1.5 ounces.
Maybe it's because you used more Mandarin and didn't put regular vodka in there.
It could be.
I think that's what I did. It still tastes really good.
Yeah.
So with the recipe, instead of doing all Mandarin vodka, you can do half Mandarin vodka, half regular vodka. But it is quite frozen and quite delicious.
And like Taylor was saying, I don't know if she said this on, I think she said this off camera, but the reason to serve it in a glass like this, from which we got from Walmart, which I think was like only $2 or something, is that if you put that in the freezer, the glass itself gets frozen, and then it'll help keep your slush frozen for a little bit longer. So it's been super hot out here in Florida, so it's actually a pretty nice, refreshing drink that you can have.
It is. In the parks, these melt like super quick
They
because
do.
it's so hot out, and they're in a little plastic cup. So it's nice to actually drink it all frozen.
Yeah. Go ahead, try these, give them a try at home. Maybe flick on some YouTube videos from Flower and Garden Festival this year, and you can be there with everybody else in spirit, virtually.
Yeah.
Not a fan. We're gonna have to switch.
No?
Thanks.
Oh, okay.
That's good. All right, well, thanks again for watching, everybody. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode of Copycat Cocktails. Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this one, give us a big thumbs up. And we made a real Violet Lemonade from Flower and Garden
It's
Festival.
legit.
It is. I'm pretty pumped about it. It's pretty cool.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Mm.